And just a little sliver of hope here in Fort Myers. So you see behind me, Martin, this gas station. Well, they are doling out. They're selling a little bit of food and a little bit of gas, apparently. If you've just got a little bit of cash on you, that's a great start. But earlier, just to show you the misery that so often follows these hurricanes, even though it's a beautiful day right now, earlier, when people started seeing people lining up for gas here, a huge run on the gas station here. Tempers flared. Police came in with their tasers drawn to kind of quell the disturbance. That just shows you the desperation that so often we see after hurricanes. And this city of Fort Myers, about 85,000 people, really is desperate. You know, they lost about 96% of the city's power last night. The great news, Martin, is that the police chief just said that it looks like no deaths have been reported here in Fort Myers. At least no one discovered dead yet in this city. That's great news. But as we speak, the Coast Guard is carrying out a number of rescues, both from the air and on the water in areas around southwest Florida. Here in Fort Myers, they rescued by air about 13 people earlier this morning from the rooftops. And in the last hour or so, they said they were going to target another rooftop where 6 people were on top to be rescued. And that's because the storm itself was not that bad. As hurricanes go, obviously there was damage. There was 160-kilometer winds, broken glass, down power lines, down trees everywhere. But the real danger has come since the storm moved on from the storm surge. Over 2 feet, 2 kilometers, 2 meters, I should say, here in Fort Myers. And that's the kind of thing that is destroying homes, trapping people inside. We don't know yet the number of total deaths in southwest Florida. They're still looking for victims, but I can tell you that there are just so many search and rescue boats and front end loaders, ambulances, power company trucks that have come streaming into this section of Florida from other states, over 24 states, in fact, delivering these goods to help people get back on their feet here. The governor this morning said that it was about a 500-year flood, really as devastating as it can get. This might not be a case of power restoration as much as a case of power rebuilding, because the damage is so bad in some areas. So much tree damage is causing the power outages as well. I'm in Gainesville, Florida. That's about 2 hours to the northwest of the center of the storm now, which is in Orlando. Tons of rain there. We're really on the outer bands here. We're getting some rain and some wind, but even though the category of the storm has been downgraded to Category 1, we're still seeing, John, the roughest places now, especially around Orlando, winds of around 144 kilometers per hour. That's at the Disneyland theme park, in fact, in Orlando. How ironic. So many people evacuated to this area here in Gainesville. There are no hotel rooms to be found up here. But also a lot of people headed east to Orlando because they didn't think that city would be in the path of the storm. Then the storm took this weird turn right at the end, and now Orlando is in the path. And a lot of people there are hunkering down. The airport there is closed as well. Even at Disneyland, there are some families hunkered down there at the theme park there. This is a very slow-moving storm, only about 16 kilometers per hour, and that's bad news because a faster-moving storm would get out of here quicker, but this just causes more misery on the power situation.